The power of crowdsourcing. Up until now, I've been hesitant to jump into some of what I consider to be more complex Intellivision games. And by complex, I mean uses a bunch of those keypad buttons. For whatever reason, those games just kind of intimidate me. But over the past few months, one title that keeps getting suggested for a Friday Plays feature is Intellivision's Advanced Dungeons & Dragons. And the most vocal among you is regular viewer Disco Stu. Stu, you've suggested this one multiple times, so I'm headed to Cloudy Mountain right after this.
This video brought to you in part by Tommy and the Order of Cosmic Champions. This exciting and heartwarming coming-of-age Gen X novel is available now. Check the link for more info.
Hey there, welcome back to GenXGrownUp. I'm John and I am a GenXGrownUp. Thank you for taking the time to click on this video. Intellivision published Advanced Dungeons & Dragons in 1982 after coming to a licensing agreement with TSR. It was the first cartridge for the system that used more than a 4K ROM. In fact, it's a 16K ROM, 4 times the size. It became the norm later on, but this was the first one. Later renamed AD&D Cloudy Mountain to avoid confusion with the second Dungeons & Dragons game in the series, the game not only promises mazes and monsters, but also takes full advantage of the keypad on the Intellivision controller to check inventory, grab items, use ladders, and fire arrows. With my history of enjoying Dungeons & Dragons, I've long been intrigued by this game, but it's that complex overlay that kept scaring me off. But I finally bit the bullet, figured out how to map all those buttons to my controller in emulation, and over the past few days have fallen in love with this game. Now luckily for me, I get to play some more of it to share with you right now. I am so stoked to be playing some of this Dungeons & Dragons game. I hope in this playthrough and kind of explanation of what's going on in this game, I convince just 1 or 2 people who've never tried it before to try it, and someone finds a favorite. That's the beauty of these Friday Plays half the time. So here's the launch screen you're used to on an Intellivision game, and below me you can see there is that keypad, and it uses all but one button, the center button. The 5 is the only one that's not used. 1, 2, and 3 for difficulty, or you can actually hit the disc, the directional, to pick a harder difficulty. There's a color code in this game that goes gray, blue, red, purple for difficulty, and that's true of the game difficulty, that's true of the mountain dungeons that you go in. And so you just pick a direction that you want to go. So I'm going to kind of flip in this direction, and there we go. Now you'll notice the mountain is gray because I selected difficulty 1, the grayish one. The Cloudy Mountain will change colors based on what difficulty you choose. And I think for most of this game, I'll use gray or blue difficulty, which are the first 2, because I want to be able to show you everything without having to restart a bunch of times. And I'll explain what difficulty does. Effectively, it makes monsters faster and you get fewer arrows. That's pretty much what's different in the game. So it starts with this overland map, which every time I push start on this game in the past, I'm like, well, I'm already lost. And then I started trying to move with my controller and it didn't do anything. That's because of the overland map, you use the arrows on the numpad. So you're moving around this little flashing 3 dots. That represents your party of 3 characters. You don't have 3 lives, so you do. You have 3 characters, you can die 3 times before the game is over. So as you move around the map, you're exploring these different black mountains. So what's on the map is important to understand. All of the mountains are there. The black mountains are mountains that you can explore, and if you get near them, they change color. See, that one turned blue, the one above me is gray. All of those kind of tan mountains, you cannot pass those. They're an impassable barrier. You also have rivers, which quite obvious, little blue ribbons that are running through there. You can only pass the rivers if you have the boat. There are also these wooded areas that look just kind of like green splotchy areas. Those are forest. You can only pass the forest if you have the axe. Makes sense? And then finally you have these walls, and on the walls are these little gates. You can only pass the gates if you have a key. And it's starting to sound really complex as I say it, but as soon as you understand, you can find anything you want by just color coding. So if I were to go in a gray mountain, gray mountains are easy and they have nothing in them but arrows. Blue mountains are the next difficult and they only would have a boat. I remember that because blue, like the river, is blue. If I come down and peek, here's a red mountain. That's the next difficulty. A red mountain you can only get arrows and an axe in a red mountain. Okay? And then we come, maybe we can find a purple one here. There's a red one. Let's check up here. If we can find a purple. There might not be one available. There's a purple one. The purple could only have a key to the gate. Later in this video, I'm going to do a full run-through of the game. We'll go get all the things, and it sounds like a 20-hour video. It's not. It's really just a few minutes to get everything and solve the game. And once you have all the elements, you can cross those barriers. So if I try to cross a mountain, it yells at me, of course. If I had access to a river or a wall or a forest, you'd get the same noise. So that's the overland. Aside from that, you have this little hut where you begin, and on the far right over there is the cloudy mountain. That's your goal. The entire goal up until you get there is to how to get there. So you plot a path. Will I have to cross a river? Well, if I do, I need to get the boat. Do I have to cross forest? Well, if I do, I need the axe, the key, etc., etc. Just 2 screens in this game. That's one. The other is inside of the mountains. Once you choose a mountain to go into, the only things you'll find in that mountain are what you'd expect. Gray will only have arrows, as I said. Blue, red, purple will have what's there, arrows, and possibly, and of course, eventually an exit to get out. And once you go in a mountain, you can only get out with the exit. So let's explore a gray environment here. Let's go into a gray. You go into the caves underneath the gray mountain. Here we are now inside. So you can listen and you can hear hints of enemies nearby. You can start to learn what those sounds mean. The things right here underneath me are nothing but like tracks or bones left behind by the monsters. So there's monsters nearby. There are various different monsters. Bats and spiders can't hurt you. Spiders can steal arrows. Bats can just make noises so you can't hear anything. You can see the bottom of my control panel, my numpad, I can hit and count arrows. And it's an audible count. So right now I have 3 arrows. So if I hit that button, beep, 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 3 arrows. 3 arrows. So if I had more arrows, it would beep longer. And that's how you do an inventory. There's no on-screen inventory. You have to remember what you have. So as you explore, oh, there's the rat. So let's just shoot him with my arrow. Got him. Poof. He's guarding the exit. So right away I have access to the exit so I can explore for maybe more arrows. And there's a blob. Blobs are indestructible and kill you pretty much right away. So once you're in a mountain, you have a goal. My only goal in this mountain was to find the exit, which I've already done, and maybe pick up some arrows because there's nothing else to pick up here. So as I browse, yeah, you look around and the screen is, it's cyclical. It'll loop. So if you keep going east, it could possibly loop around and you could be back to where you already were. The more you just explore, the more you're going to find, the more monsters to fight. Some monsters require 1. There's a snake requires 2 arrows. That's all my arrows now. So I have no arrows, but if I can find a quiver. So here's where difficulty starts to, don't be worried. This is just a skull. It's not a monster. The difficulty is in the speed of the monsters, which is, that's a very slow right now because I'm on a slow level. Sounds like a bat is nearby or maybe a dragon. And also how many arrows are in the quivers you pick up. On easy, it's like 11 arrows and it works its way down. On the hardest level, there are, I think, only 5 arrows in a quiver. Yeah, I really want to get some arrows here before I progress so we can do, because I want to show you the other mechanism you can use. When you're shooting arrows, you use the directionals on the numpad down there. But you can also ricochet your arrows off of walls and use that to strategically figure out how to hit monsters. On the higher levels, you have to do that because the monsters are so fast, you kind of need to shoot into the darkness when you hear them to scare them awake so that they'll, you can hit them around the corners with these bounced arrows before they get you. Okay, here's a quiver with some arrows, and again, the numpad option, there's a pick up button down there. You hit the button and you pick them up. Now, let's get past this bat because he's making noise. There we go. Let's count our arrows. Hey, got a bunch of arrows now. Oh, there's a rat. Kill that rat. Here's another quiver. I can pick that up. Now I have a lot more arrows. Let's listen. Wow. Okay. So the only thing in a gray mountain, as I mentioned, oh, there's a blob. He'll kill you almost immediately. The only things in here are quivers and the exit. So let's go ahead and exit this gray cavern. Yep, there it is. And again, you have a button, and you can see on the numpad below me for exit. So when you're on one of these ladders, you hit that button, and you're back out. Now, the last, how does it work? The last 4 mountains you have explored will remain passable, meaning if you cross over them, you will not have to go through the cave again. But once you have done the 5th mountain, if you cross back over a 4th one, about early 4, they'll be active again. You have to remember that. Again, there's no visible cue.
I think really just I want to show you one more thing before we do a full playthrough, and that's to go through a blue mountain and show you how one of the pickups works. So we're going to go in the blue mountain here. It looks just the same. Now, the only things you're going to find in here are quivers for more arrows and the boat, which will let you cross that. And an exit, of course, you will find. So you begin your exploration. You work your way around, uncovering. Oh, he just stole an arrow. Let's kill that spider. Let's count. Okay. Looks like some footprints there, some tracks. Oh, there's the boat, and there's a demon guarding it. Shot him a couple of times. Oh, I meant to show you, and didn't. I want to show you the ricochet, right? So let's go to we'll grab the boat. Let's grab the boat, and I'll show you how arrows can ricochet. So I have the boat. You have to remember you have it. So check this out when I fire this direction. Look at the bounce. So if you had a monster up there coming around the corner, you could bounce that. But problem is, you can also shoot yourself. If it goes too many times. See how it could go around in a circle like that? So what I want to actually do is show you what happens when you die. That should be really easy with a blob here. So let's find this blob. Oh, he got me right away. What you didn't see is that immediately he went from black to blue to red, and then he died. And when we exit this, we still have to find the exit, of course. When we exit here, you'll see our adventuring party that was 3 dots now becomes just 2 dots. Grab these arrows, do a little count. Got a lot. Oh, dragon! Ricochet, got him. Does that ricochet worked? What you find is that eventually you run out of places that it isn't. So like, well, I haven't been over here yet. So the fact that the dungeon reveals itself as you walk through is a really cool way to, you're mapping it as you go. Makes sense. There's that bat. He's not bothering me. Leave him alone. All right. So here's the exit. Out we go. And now, because the gray mountain is one of the last 4 I was mentioning, yeah, you can just cross through it without entering. And now I have just 2 dots showing the number of adventures or lives left are 2. And the last thing I want to do, I want to go into one more mountain. I want to show you what happens when you die, when you lose all of your lives. It puts a tombstone on the map where you died. So here's one death. There we go. You only get out if you can find the exit. So I'm going to walk through this guy. And dead. Go back to the map. Little tombstone on that red mountain. So, all right. So what I want to do is a full run through the game and show you what it takes. We're going to go all the way across the map, and we're going to get the Crown of Kings and put it back together. Before I do, of course, I want to remind you of our store at GenXGrownUp.com/merch, where you can get cool printed designs on hats and tees and mugs and stickers and phone cases and everything. We even have some Dungeons and Dragons designs over there. Everything, every dollar you spend not only gets you something cool, but supports independent content creation, just like you see here on Gen X Grown Up. So please keep us in mind the next time you're looking, or you want a cool D&D shirt, right? Okay, let's restart this. All right, start the game. I'm going to go pick the Gray Mountain. Now, I could do a harder one, but again, I don't want to keep restarting. I'm going to make sure that I can accomplish this and show you everything. So as you look around, the first thing you're deciding is, what tools will I need to get to that mountain? Well, I need to cross rivers. I'm going to need the boat. Well, I need to cross forests. I need the axe. So I can see right away that the axe would help me. So red would be great. So I'm going to go for this red mountain. So I'm going to go diagonally into it and start exploring. Now we know, because the mountain was red, there are 2 things in here we care about. Well, there's arrows, of course. We want to find the axe that's in here, because it's a red mountain, and of course the exit. So we start our exploration. There's the blob. Stay away from that because it's almost instantly deadly. We're just exploring away. Let's count our arrows. All right, here's a spider. He's going to steal arrows. I only have 3, so I don't want to waste an arrow killing him. So I want to continue exploring. When I get more arrows, I'll kill those monsters when they're in the way. But the ones that don't hurt me, something. Could be a dragon. What is that? Something with wings, maybe? Oh, it's just some bones and some tracks. There's another spider. Okay, the rat will hurt me, so try not to get touched by the rat. Oh my goodness. All right, so I found the exit. That's good. Now, can I find it again later? I have a bad sense of direction, but we know where the exit is at least. We still need to find the axe, which is in here somewhere in this dungeon. Oh, there's some arrows. That's good news. First, we'll count 1. Let's grab these. Plenty. Well, there we go. There's the axe. Let's kill the snake. Got him. All right. So now we're going to grab the axe. You have to remember you have the axe. believe the exit was kind of south of here, wasn't it? Yes. All right, that was a quick dungeon. We exit. Now, because we have the axe, we can move through the forest. See how it shows the axe icons? We can navigate through here. So what else? Gray mountains are just for harvesting arrows. We don't care about those. We want a blue or a purple. There's a purple. Let's see what's down here. There's a blue one. So that's the next difficult. That's level 2. Let's go in there and let's find the boat. There we go. Now, because it's a blue mountain, there will only be a boat and an exit here and some arrows to pick up, hopefully, at some point. There's the boat. Oh, goodness. Got him. 2 arrows to kill him. Let's grab the boat. Got it. Now, all we have to do is find the exit, and we'll be in good shape here. Arrows would be nice. Let's do a count. Yep, we're doing okay on arrows. We could stand some more. Oh, there we go. There's the exit. Got him. Awesome. Now, you could also, I didn't mention this, you could hold down the button to run a little bit faster. I tend to not use that because you end up running headlong into monsters, but especially on straightaways, to go a little bit faster. Some arrows would be nice, but look, now we have the axe, and we have the boat, was it? Yeah, the boat. Yeah, the only thing left to get is the key. Let me show you. Let's go and navigate a river and show you when we try to use the boat icon shows, and you show that you have access to that. Now, at this point, we could start heading toward the mountain, and we're going to head that direction. We still would like to get a key, but we need a purple mountain to get there. So I come down here, try to get into the wall. I can't. I don't have purple yet. I haven't gotten the key. So let's go to this mountain. Here's purple. This is the last one we need, I think, before we approach the mountain. And because it's a purple mountain caves, the only thing here, maybe some arrows, but there will be a key, and there will be an exit. Here's some wings. That's a demon. Got him. Let's count my arrows. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not many. So that bat was kind of... What the bat does is make noise so you can't hear other monsters. He doesn't hurt you. He just, anytime he's on screen, he's... Yeah, it's a noise that blocks out other noises that might be helpful. So that's the benefit of kill. Oh, spider. Ah, shot myself. You see that? All right, I got him. But I turned blue because I shot myself. Just 2 arrows left. I got to be careful. Another bat. Just want to get... Oh! Okay. Now, I'm out of arrows, but I found the exit. So now I really have to find arrows, because even if I find the key, he's going to be guarded by something that I don't have the ability to kill yet. Let's try over here. Oh, yes! Arrows! Ah, now we want to find that key and head back to the exit. Where have we not been? A little bit of backtracking, so I can see an area over there I haven't been, so let's work our way across. Because the beauty is I can edit out all of the boring parts of me roaming around being lost. Make it a much more exciting game for you to see. But I don't find these parts boring. I just imagine in a video they might be boring. I find it fascinating, peeking around a corner and what might be around this bend and what will I expose next. Oh, there it is! Got that. Got that dragon. Grab this key. Got it. Head back to the exit. All right, so there's the exit right over there. We have the key. We have all the tools you could possibly get in this game. We now have free reign to navigate the environment. Nobody can stop us. So we can go through the water, we can go through the forest, and now we're going to come over here. Let's see. Oh, we have a straight path. We can no more mountains. We can go diagonal here through that gate. See how it opened up with the key? Across the water because we have a boat. And then Cloudy Mountain. So we will never leave Cloudy Mountain. You will either succeed and get a crown, or you will fail and get a headstone. So once we go in the mountain, it's all about finding the 2 halves of the crown and ending the game. This is it. This is end game. And the dragons that guard the halves of the crown are winged dragons, and they require 3 arrows to kill. So, arrow thief. All right, we still okay. Well, there's the first one. Whew! It's also a little difficult sometimes to shoot while you're running, so you kind of have to stop briefly to shoot. All right, but we have half the crown now. Only have 4 arrows. So if we find the other half, we got to be precise because we have only one arrow as slop unless we find another quiver. Oh, hey, arrows! Let's count. Nice. Bunch of arrows. All right. Oh, more arrows! Count. Wow! An embarrassment of riches. All right. Come on, dragon. We have all of our lives. We have buku of arrows. It's all about just claiming. Ah! Just a random snake. Got him. Okay. I'm already past you, so I'm not going to waste an arrow on you. Unless I have to come back. Oh, there he is! Got him! That's it. Okay. Last half. Let's kill this spider. Last half of the crown. Now, the ending's a little bit anticlimactic, but I don't mind. Here we go. Let's grab this last half. And there's the crown on the mountain. We have completed Advanced Dungeons & Dragons Cloudy Mountain. That's all it takes. It's not that complex. There's like, what, 4 items to pick up? Go through a couple of dungeons, grab the pieces of the crown. I have found it so replayable. And it's often I'll get up to a Friday Plays and finish it and maybe rarely go back to these games again. But I've been playing this so much over the last week. In fact, I chose it last weekend, and I've been playing it for at least 6 or 7 days leading up to this, and I know that I'm going to go back to it. I think it is definitely, if you haven't heard, if you knew about it, like Disco Stew, you already know it's a great game. If you haven't, it's well worth your time to seek it out and find a way to play it.
Now, I hope I'm not being too blasphemous to my fellow Atari nerds when I say that Advanced Dungeons & Dragons Cloudy Mountain gives me strong adventure vibes. Both Adventure and Cloudy Mountain have the same set of straightforward and obvious tasks and one simple goal. In Adventure, find the keys, unlock the castles, return the chalice. And in D&D, find the tools, journey to the mountain, and reclaim the crown. And both sprinkle in a bit of randomization and a few monsters to slow your progress. Now, it's too early to say I enjoy AD&D as much as I do Atari's Adventure, but the more I play it, the more I enjoy it. If you have been like me and put off playing AD&D by the apparent complexity of the controls, it's time to shake off that myth and find a way to try out this fantastic Intellivision title. I think you'll be glad you did, maybe as glad as I was. If you have a favorite you'd like to see featured here on Friday Plays, let me know down in the comments. Meanwhile, links to previous entries here and here. I certainly hope you found something to enjoy in this video, and I cannot wait to talk to you again next time. Bye-bye.